Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we're diving into Know Thyself by Stephen M. Fleming, a guide through the intriguing world of metacognition, exploring how we think about our own thoughts. Published in 2021, this book offers a concise exploration of the mechanisms behind our ability to evaluate and alter our own cognitive processes. Stephen M. Fleming, a prominent cognitive neuroscientist and professor at University College London, brings his extensive expertise to the table. With over 75 scientific papers to his name and accolades such as the Wiley Award from the British Academy and the Philip Leverhulme Prize in Psychology, Fleming is uniquely positioned to guide readers through this complex subject. Know Thyself is essential reading for psychology enthusiasts, individuals facing challenging decisions, or anyone curious about the inner workings of their own mind. By understanding more about how we reflect on our thinking processes, Fleming argues that we can make better, well-informed decisions. Join us as we unfold how becoming more aware of your thinking can transform your understanding and judgment. Know Thyself, the Science of Self-Awareness. Introduction. Embark on a journey to self-awareness. In an era dominated by the rise of artificial intelligence, where machines mimic human actions and thoughts, there lies a distinct, inherently human trait that technology has yet to master: self-awareness. Since the times of ancient Greek philosopher Socrates, the intrigue surrounding our ability to examine our own thoughts and feelings has captivated both philosophers and psychologists. Today, this fascination has evolved into a robust neuroscientific field known as metacognition. Metacognition isn't merely an academic study, it's a practical tool that empowers us to refine our thinking patterns, make more informed decisions, and sidestep potential misjudgments, all without needing an advanced degree in neuroscience. This exploration into our own mind's workings helps us understand not just what we think, but crucially, why we think it. In today's narrative, you'll discover the benefits of teaching skills you wish to master yourself, the complexities involved in altering deeply held beliefs, and the advantages of leveraging collective wisdom to enhance decision-making processes. Part 1. Deepening your self-awareness through metacognition. Let's ponder a question. Do you know Elton John's real name? Your response might vary. Perhaps it's a clear, "I don't know," or maybe you instantly reply, "Reginald Dwight, of course." Or you might find it's just on the brink of your memory but irritatingly elusive. This latter scenario illustrates a fascinating mental process known to cognitive neuroscientists as metacognition. So, what exactly is metacognition? While cognition refers to the act of thinking, metacognition, stemming from the Greek word meta, meaning beyond, is essentially thinking about thinking. It captures our ability to analyze and reflect on our own thought processes. Metacognition means not only experiencing thoughts, but also examining and questioning them, fostering a high degree of self-awareness. This concept was echoingly appreciated centuries ago by Swedish botanist Carl Linnaeus. In his seminal work, Systema Naturae, Linnaeus ventured to categorize the entirety of the natural world. Despite his detailed descriptions for various species, he summarized humans with just 3 Latin words: "Nocere te ipsum," or "Know Thyself." Even after more than 250 years, Linnaeus's insight remains relevant. Self-awareness is integral to our humanity and can lead to remarkable achievements. Consider the elite athletes known as freedivers, who push the boundaries of human capability by diving deep underwater without breathing apparatus. Success in this extreme sport isn't just about physical robustness. It requires a profound metacognitive awareness, Divers must accurately gauge their own capacities, err on the side of caution, and they lose crucial depths, overestimate, and they face dire consequences. The key differentiator between a skilled and an exceptional freediver is indeed self-awareness. This innate skill of metacognition is wired into our brains. Many of its functions occur automatically. For instance, if you ever misplace a glass slightly off the edge of a table and instinctively catch it before disaster strikes, that's your metacognition in action. We carry out many tasks routinely while simultaneously monitoring and adjusting our actions as needed. Enhancing our metacognitive abilities isn't solely for the metacognitively gifted. Through deliberate practice, we all can refine this skill. Subsequent sections will delve into how improved metacognition can not only amplify our learning and decision-making, but also introduce a higher level of adaptability in our thinking approach. Part 2. Optimize your learning by understanding your own learning process. In a rapidly evolving world, where professional roles and technologies continually change, the adage, "you finish learning when you leave school," is long outdated. Instead, embrace the concept of lifelong learning. It's a necessity for navigating the challenges of the modern epoch. How can you streamline your learning process efficiently? Well, metacognition might just be the tool you need. Consider the case of two law students, Jane and Ibrahim, both bright and well-versed in legal theories. Faced with an unexpected quiz, Ibrahim diligently reviews his extensive notes without strategic focus. Jane, on the other hand, uses her metacognitive abilities to swiftly evaluate her knowledge gaps and direct her studies more effectively. The result? Jane excels, illustrating that success often depends not only on what you learn, but how you approach your learning. Historically, educational systems emphasized rote learning, but by the 20th century, a shift toward recognizing diverse learning styles emerged. The theory suggested that we all have a preferred mode of learning, be it visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. Here's an intriguing insight. Research doesn't necessarily support the notion that learning outcomes are significantly better when instruction aligns strictly with one's preferred learning style. However, it does reveal that believing in your learning style can bolster confidence, which is crucial for success. Enter Albert Bandura's notion of self-efficacy, your belief in your ability to succeed. Remarkably, learners with high self-efficacy often achieve better outcomes. They not only perform well but also persevere through challenges, further enhancing their skills. Yet, too much confidence can lead to what's known as metacognitive distortion, creating overestimation of one's abilities. To counteract this, education specialists recommend teaching as a tactic for self-assessment. When you attempt to explain a concept, you not only clarify your own understanding but also identify any gaps in your knowledge. For instance, you might think you understand how a light bulb works, but explaining it can reveal deficiencies in your comprehension. Furthermore, we have a propensity to notice errors more readily in others' explanations than in our own, an effective tool for correcting personal misconceptions. Hence, adopting a teaching mindset can enhance your understanding and proficiency. To navigate your journey as a lifelong learner effectively, leverage your metacognitive skills. Assess your learning strategies, build confidence intelligently, and refine your approach to avoid biases. By tuning into how you learn, you empower yourself to achieve more robust and lasting educational outcomes. Part 3. Questioning certainty, the complex art of decision-making. Consider the tale of Mark Linus, a fervent environmental campaigner who had once violently opposed genetically modified GM foods, even resorting to destroying crops. Fast forward a year, and at the Oxford Farming Conference, Linus declared a startling shift. He now supported GM crops for their role in sustainable agriculture. What changed? Linus had immersed himself deeper into the scientific evidence, leading him to completely reverse his stance. Mark's story is a stark reminder of how challenging it can be to change our minds, especially on issues close to our hearts. Our decision-making process is often influenced by an initial confidence level, be it choosing an ice cream flavor or making life-altering decisions like ending a relationship. If we start with high confidence, we're inclined to feel that we've chosen correctly. Post-decision, we fall prey to confirmation bias. Our brains favor information that supports our decisions and disregard contradictory evidence. Consider this experiment. Shoppers at a supermarket tasting stall were asked to pick their preferred jam from two samples. After their choice, they were given a second sample, purportedly the same as their chosen one, but actually the jam they hadn't chosen, and asked why they preferred it. The participants praised the flavor of the second sample, unaware that it was the one they had initially rejected. This illustrates how easily we can convince ourselves that the choice we made was the right one, even when presented with evidence to the contrary. While this might be inconsequential for everyday choices like selecting jam, it can have profound impacts when applied to significant life decisions. Stubbornness in our choices can lead to detrimental outcomes. Then, how do we balance firm and flexible thinking ideologies? It appears to pivot on our confidence levels. High confidence leads to assertive and likely unchanging decisions. Conversely, lower confidence prompts more careful evaluation and openness to alternative perspectives. Metacognition, thinking about one's thinking, plays a crucial role here. Being aware of your confidence levels can guide you to explore doubts rather than suppress them, allowing for a more thorough vetting of your choices. However, society often rewards overconfidence. Studies show that individuals who appear decisive and confident are generally perceived as more capable and trustworthy, even if their decisions are poor, highlighting a societal bias towards decisiveness, regardless of the quality of decision-making. This presents a dilemma. While low confidence may lead to better decisions through self-reflection, inspiring others often requires a facade of unshakable confidence. This paradox is managed by effective leaders, similar to seasoned poker players. They project confidence outwardly to inspire and lead, while internally they retain a cautious approach, continually evaluating and re-evaluating their decisions. Navigating decision-making thus requires a blend of external confidence and internal vigilance. By understanding and adjusting our levels of confidence, we can make better decisions and also influence others more effectively. Part 4. Preventing the pitfalls of flawed metacognition. In 1987, 18-year-old Dante Booker faced a life-altering situation when accused of sexual assault based on eyewitness testimony, resulting in a 25-year prison sentence. Nearly 2 decades later, DNA evidence would prove his innocence, a revelation that highlights a staggering statistic from the Innocence Project. Approximately 70% of wrongful convictions in the U.S. involve erroneous eyewitness testimony. This leads us to question, how can someone be so sure, yet so wrong? The witness in Booker's case wasn't likely lying. Rather, her confidence in her memory represented a metacognitive error, attributing certainty to a recollection that was neither correct nor reliable. Such metacognitive misjudgments can lead to severe, life-altering consequences. So, how can we guard against these errors in our judgment? One approach is rooted in the psychological principle often encapsulated by the saying, "Two heads are better than one," or what's known in cognitive psychology as the 2HBT1 effect. This isn't just a handy piece of folk wisdom. Research supports the idea that collaborative decision-making can significantly enhance the accuracy of our judgments. A pertinent study from the UK illustrated this by having participants judge which of two flashes on a computer screen was brighter. When individuals who had initially disagreed consulted with each other, Even the pair with the lowest individual scores collectively outperformed the highest scoring individual when they revisited the evidence together. What about the digital sphere, particularly social media, where metacognitive failings often manifest as polarized political content? It seems that persons' political rigidity often correlates with low metacognitive abilities. People with poor metacognitive skills are more steadfast in their opinions, resistant to contrary information, and less likely to seek out new perspectives on familiar subjects. The takeaway? Engaging with diverse viewpoints can significantly enhance your metacognitive capabilities. While you don't have to accept every differing opinion, the process of considering contrasting perspectives can sharpen your mind, making you a more adaptable and informed thinker. In sum, to mitigate the risks of metacognitive errors, embrace collaboration and engage openly with a variety of perspectives. It might just be the key to clearer, more accurate thinking. Final summary. Individuals blessed with a heightened metacognitive awareness tend to navigate life with a certain agility not found in everyone. They adapt more flexibly, make decisions more wisely, and learn new skills more effectively. Fortunately, this isn't a fixed trait exclusive to the metacognitively gifted. Indeed, the more you engage in self-reflection about your own thinking processes, the more you practice metacognition, the stronger these cognitive faculties become. By enhancing your self-awareness and actively questioning how and why you think, not just what you think, you can develop and refine your metacognitive skills, leading to significant improvements in various aspects of your life. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.